All right, so I'm talking to a friend of mine, and he's telling me about he is trying to like DM people to get business and it's not working. So I want to talk about today in this video the idea of a direct approach versus an indirect approach in human beings in regular life. And you could also use this in your business, or if you want to meet somebody and have a date, or if you just want to make friends, whatever. Just the idea of going direct versus indirect, okay? So typically, when we approach somebody we like, we tend to kind of make excuses about it. Like, hey, do you know where the nearest Starbucks is? Okay, and we waste their time and we have a conversation that leads to nowhere, which is essentially like saying, excuse me, do you mind if I waste your time? Right? You might do that because you're nervous. So this is a concept that I taught many years around the globe when I did social skills. I was teaching that, and it's allowed me to travel, have a great lifestyle, be free, be my own boss, just have a lot of fun and adventures. So I want to share this with you because as time goes on, I understand this concept even better, and I understand how to apply it to different areas of life. So if you learn the skills about meeting people face to face in real life, you could also apply it to prospecting and getting new customers in your business, right? Or if you're an entrepreneur or you're an online coach, whatever you do. So to those of you who don't know, direct is the idea of showing your intentions, that you have an intent to meet somebody, an intent to go out with them, an intent to be their best friend, an intent to get to know them better, an intent to have a drink, go home with them, whatever. That is your intention, and it is clear from the beginning of your conversation. Indirect is like you don't really say that right away. You kind of get to know them a little bit better first. You have a conversation about a subject or a situation or environment you're in. So you're like, hey, you know, the music at this bar sucks. How often do you come here? You know, I'm just here with my family and friends, and I can't wait to go home. Or, you know, it's kind of like indirect. Wasting somebody's time is just like, hey, do you know where the Starbucks is? And they're like, it's that away. And you're like, oh, what's your name? They're like, bye, loser. They just keep walking, all right? You've wasted their time. You wanna have a conversation that leads to nowhere. And that doesn't work. So we're gonna purely look at going direct versus indirect. What are the benefits of both? Well, I would say this. Direct gets your point across right away. It builds respect for the person who's doing it, especially if you're like the daytime, right? If you're meeting somebody in the daytime directly, they're like, wow, you have the guts with no music, with no smoke around to kind of go and make your approach and meet someone. That takes a lot, shows bravery. And it's what we call an honest signal. It's something you can't fake because you show that you had the chutzpah to go for it. You can't fake that in real life, you know? Some people like being indirect because it allows them to kind of beat around the bush and hide around the fact that they want to meet somebody and hide around the fact that they're trying to get to know them. It's like, you know, they get to guard their ego. But there's also advantages to going indirect, okay? And the advantage of going indirect is you might give somebody the time to warm up just to get to know you. So when you go to talk to somebody, I would say the first 30 seconds, they don't even know what's happening. Or maybe the first 15 seconds, they have no idea what's going on. They're just kind of like stunned that somebody has approached them because maybe they're like have their iPods on, I mean their earpods on, and they're thinking about work or school, whatever they got to do next. They're thinking about their ex, they're thinking about something that happened to them. And they're just like, whoa, when you approach them, and they're stunned, and they're just kind of like fight or flight response at first. And they're thinking, is it safe for me to talk to this person? Does this person want money? Is this person a threat? Like all of the subconscious behaviors they're looking at. And they probably miss the first few seconds of whatever you're saying because they're just startled, right? They're just like, whoa, taken aback. And also, it puts a little bit of pressure on you. I know I've had days where I was kind of just going to the place, going to the pharmacy for coffee, and somebody's like, next to the pharmacy for coffee, and somebody's like, Madison, and it's like 8 in the morning. I'm like, hello? Like the first person I spoke to, my voice is like cracking, right? So maybe the person you're going to talk to and meet is kind of shy themselves because they're kind of startled themselves, or they might be an introvert just like you, who knows, right? So there's pros and cons to both. But you can understand this skill and use it to your advantage. Just realize it takes a little bit of time for people to warm up. It takes time for people to warm up. So this is the point I want to make here, because this can be very useful in a business context as well when you're prospecting new clients. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's like, yeah, man, I DM'd 400 people offering my service. Okay, smart guy, really smart guy. Guy's worked with me for a while, but he heard somewhere you got to DM people, 100 people to get a client, right? So he DM'd 400 people. I think 18 responded. I think he had like 8 conversations and 1 turned into a sale. So 400 to 1, it's a pretty bad ratio. And I was asking him why. And he's like, well, I asked them if they would be, a lot of people suffer from a problem. I said, do you suffer from this problem? Here's what I have to help you. If not, that's fine. And I want to break that down in terms of like direct to indirect, okay? So the direct approach would be like, it's like you're the drunk guy at a bar and you're just like, hey, what's up? You want to go home with me? And it's like, person's like, no, you don't even know my name. You didn't ask me any questions. It's like, whoa, it's like, calm down a little bit, right? That's how like most sales guys actually are. I want to put on my screen now some like DMs that I get. I get about 10 DMs a day. They're almost like dick pics, bro, from like how girls get dick pics. I get 10 DMs a day that I don't want of people offering me a service. Hey, what's up? Really enjoy your channel. Here's my service. You want to work with me? I'm like, what? You don't even know my problem. You don't even know what I'm going through. You know nothing about me, but you're trying to offer me a service. And that's not going to work. I think this was popular with a lot of like sales coaches. I think they taught it back in 2018, 2019, a lot of like their high ticket coaching programs and stuff. And they taught like just DM a bunch of people and you get sales. And it seems easy and simple, but it's actually very, very wrong because so many people are online. We live online right now. So that has to be changed. It might've worked in 2018, but it definitely doesn't work anymore. You know, it does not work anymore. Now it's really all about connections and relationships. So that's the first mistake there. Second mistake that's a little bit better though, would be like, if you're like, hey, what's up? I offer this problem. I offer this service for people that have problems. So you have the problem, but then you run into a yes or no. The client says, yes, I have the problem, or the potential client says, yes, I have the problem, or no, I don't. And that's very binary. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yes or no, I don't. And then that's the end of the conversation. It's very black or white. And a lot of things in life aren't binaries. It's like, it takes time. Have you ever met somebody, like let's say in a dating context, where you met them at the time they were seeing somebody, but you kind of just like kept in touch as friends, like on Instagram or texting. And then 6 months later, they're like, oh, by the way, I happen to be single now. And you're like, okay, do you want to grab a coffee? They're like, yeah, I'd love to. Has that ever happened to you? Later on, it's because you had that relationship, right? That connection, that conversation going. Or what about you meet somebody and, in a city you're on vacation, you meet somebody and all of a sudden you got to travel back home. And then all of a sudden a year later, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but a year later, they're like, hey, what's up? I'm in Toronto or I'm in New York. You still live there? You're like, yeah, you guys meet up and it's great. And you're able to consummate that connection that you had. So all sales really happen inside of a conversation. They can't happen when you say yes or no and you end the conversation, all right? Which leads me to indirect. I think indirect in a sale is the best thing, specifically when you're going for a referral. So I don't think you should DM somebody and ask for a sale. I think that's stupid because for the reasons I outlined. But if you DM them and ask them for a referral, that's a little bit better. And you gotta leave the door open. So if you were to say to somebody this, if you were to say, hey, what's up? I know you've been on my list, my list. I know you've been on my friends' followers for a while. I just want to let you know I do this thing. It helps people with this kind of problem. Do you know anybody like that? Okay. Hey, what's up? You've been on my friends list for a while. I watch your stories. By the way, I do this thing. I'm looking to help people. Here's how it helps them. They have this kind of problem. Do you know anybody like that? And the person will say, yes, me, I have that problem, right? And they won't feel attacked because you didn't come directly at them. Or they'll say, no, I don't know anybody like that, okay? And if they don't, they don't. Or they'll say, I do know someone like that who has those problems or those challenges. And you can say, great, would you mind passing my contact information along to them? And that helps them to, get in touch with you. So you're not burning the bridge. That's the idea. You don't want to burn the bridges here with this yes or no, you down or not. Like, this is a stupid idea, especially if you're a new business. If you're somebody, what I consider new is somebody who has like 1,000 to 2,000 followers or less. If you're a new business, you can't just go down like burning down your community, or else you have no community. If everybody you go to, you're like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, then you don't have 2,000 potential sales. You have 1,500 people who are not interested in talking to you again because you wanted too much up front. It's kind of like if you ever seen those stores that pop up that are brand new, and to get themselves familiar with the community, they'll like have a day where they have coffee and donuts. Like, walk into the store, have a coffee or donut, so the community gets familiar with them, but they don't try to close you then and there, right? If you're brand new, you need to build a community first above everything before going for a hard sell. Are you understand what I'm following here, right? That you've seen that happen. You know how that felt when somebody tried to hard sell you. Now, on the further end of going non-direct, you could say something along the lines of, hey, what's up? We've been following each other for a while as friends. And by the way, I like your stuff. Just to let you know, I do this. And it solves people that have this problem. What do you think about that? You can just ask people for their opinion. Just ask them for their opinion on your business. It's like, what do you think about that? Like, is it like, now you have a conversation going. And eventually you could, after 2 or 3 responses, you can get to the point of like offering them the service or asking if they know anybody that has those problems that you can help them out with. But you're not gonna go in guns blazing for the cash. This is so stupid and everybody's doing it. It's just so annoying.
No, God, please, no!
If I get one more DM like this, I'm gonna blow my brains out. Like I wanna delete my Instagram or at least like log out for a week because I just get these every single day. People are like, I'll write your email sequence. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. I was like, yo, you don't even know what my problems are. We haven't even talked. Do you even really know who I am? What's going on? Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Hold your horses, all right? So everything I'm teaching you comes not because I have some crazy, like, I don't know, guru at the top. It's me. It's based on experience, all right? It's based on experience, what's worked for me. It allowed me to make over $5 million in coaching, travel the world, have a lot of fun, great experiences, be mobile, have a freedom lifestyle, meet anybody I want, just do what I want, not be trapped in a 9-to-5 rat race. So, if you want to know how I'm able to do that, I actually do have a program. Funny enough, I do have a program. It's called Influence Mastery for Coaches. We'll put a link for it somewhere. The promise of the program is to get you to your first 5-figure month in sales and your first client in 30 days or your money back. Pretty simple. It's a no-brainer. It's a good offer because I know it works, all right? DMing and harassing everybody in your social circle is not the way to do it. Like, unless you want to be like an Avon salesman or a multi-level marketing person, that's what they do, okay? Anyways, if you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole on this, learn more about my strategies, I'll put a playlist up here. My free mini course is up there. Go ahead, click it. See you in a bit.